Okay, welcome to part one of Duramax Land Cruiser build. Yep. So here's the frame, working on FJ60 suspension mounts. I have the spring bucket and shock towers getting mounted, and the trailing arm mount as well. And, well, really the most important, most interesting part at least of this build is that, which is not supposed to be in that. So we have an FJ60, and this is the Duramax that's supposed to be going on that frame, which we sized it up, and it looks like it will fit, but it's gonna be kind of a pain to fit in. So I'll just give you guys a time lapse, I guess, of me building the FJ80 suspension, because I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch me build that for eternity. Well, it's lunchtime, so I'm gonna go inside and get some food. But a lot of good progress. Got most of the front suspension mounts made, working on the rear ones. All of them I got taken off, which was a real pain, especially because I got the frame galvanized, as you can see, but I had to grind most of it off. I didn't predict the fact that I would go this far with this project. And as you can see, for the rear trailing arm, lower trailing arm mount, I had to weld on my leveled surface. I had to weld a, I think, 3/16 and then a like eighth piece together to get it perfectly centered on that frame rail. And so I'm gonna break those off after I attack that a little bit more, and then I'm gonna use that same method for the other side. And then it's got to be exactly 4 inches from this body mount right here, which is pretty good distance. The kit overall, I really like it, and I've talked to the guy a little bit about it. I mean, super good guy. I respect everything he does, but the instructions could be a little bit more detailed. That's for sure. Okay, well, I'll check back in a second. Okay. Well, probably part 2 of this series of Duramax Land Cruiser build. Got everything cleaned up and painted. I have the third members out at the axle shop getting 2 air lockers put in, front and rear. Right now we're trying to... Hey, so what I'm doing here is pressing out the old bushings. Here, I have 2 of the old ones here. Or sorry, not bushings, bearing races out. I got them both out of these old front hubs. I left the new ones in the freezer so they'll shrink, and I'll heat these up, and they'll go in much nicer than they would if I hadn't done that. There's better videos on YouTube if you want to see how to do this. With my editing skills, I'm not going to try to show you guys how to do this, but this whole video series is going to be more of how I built the car, and not super specific on how each part goes together, but I'll give you an update on each, or a few parts. Got an 80 transfer case, which I think we're going to be using the 60 transfer case, which is down there. I got to take it apart still. I got some bird field joints, brand new, 30 spline, which are the slightly stronger versions for the front axle, and I'm starting to put together the rear axle here. Got the front axle almost ready to put back together. I'm waiting for both third members to come back from the axle shop to put, they're putting air lockers in them. I got it back the first time it was leaking, so I sent it back, and now they're putting new seals in them. I got the old hubs here sitting there. They still have to be cleaned and painted and all that. All the trailing arms and everything's over there. I got the steering box. I got the 80 steering arm switched over, which was a real pain. I had to use a 10-pound hammer to beat the hell out of it. I got another transfer case under there, which is from that GMC 2500, which if all comes to it, I might have to use that. I don't think I will, though. I still have the 6D motor, which I'm going to put for sale if anybody wants it. Hopefully I sell it before I post this video. Hopefully I post this video sometime soon. I got the drive shafts. I have the 80 and the 60 front drive shaft, which I probably use the 60, which is this middle one right here. It's a little bit nicer than that 80 one, which really rusted to hell. And then the rear axle out of the 80 is still really good, or the drive shaft, sorry, it's still really good, and I'll be using that. And then we have some KYB shocks that are fairly fresh that I got from the 80 that I'll be putting in the 60. Maybe I'll change them out eventually, but for now, with the budget I'm trying to run on, I'm going to run those, because KYB makes pretty dang good shocks. Yeah, well, I'll throw the time lapse on again and start putting these races back in.